Good evening, race fans. Welcome to tonight's All-American ARCA event at the Talladega Superspeedway. For the Talladega 249, it's going to be 94 laps, 249 miles around the high banks and wide open raceway here in Alabama. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James East in the booth, always bringing you the action 1080p, 60 frames a second. And we're going to have a good one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as our drivers are going out for single car qualifying. 2-time laps to put down the best time you possibly can. And you're watching Shane Gentry in the number 26. It's going to be a great race here tonight. The driving has been getting cleaner and cleaner here at the All-American ARCA Series, and the drivers just keep getting faster and faster. So let's see what Shane Gentry in the number 26 machine can do today, as these guys get ready to put on an absolute show for you all at home. As always, we appreciate everybody from across the country that always tunes in, supports your favorite drivers, supports your favorite teams that are out there, and supports your favorite ARCA Series, the All-American ARCA Series, here every Friday night. As the points chase has still been very exciting, as you see Shane Gentry have a bit of a moment there and tag the wall that will invalidate his lap coming out of turn 2. But you've still in the team chase, you've got Outlaw Racing out front in the points lead. Cornerstone Motorsports in second. 2511 Racing third. Team Dodge CHT fourth. Spirit of Daytona is fifth in the team chase. PA Posse there in 6th place in the team points. Team Goon Squad is in 7th. Alpha Ravioli Yoo-Hoo Racing is in 8th. Old Geezer Motorsports 9th. And then Team Eclipse Racing will be 10th in points for the championship here. Still a whole lot of racing left to go, as we are, I believe, on round 7 here. 7 out of 14, so we are at the halfway mark here tonight. Still lots of great racing. Again, 94 laps here at Talladega. Last week we were at Charlotte for the Charlotte 200, and next week we go to Music City, Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway Oval at night for a 200-lap race. So that'll be a very exciting race to watch as well, as these guys get used to a little bit more short track racing. Shane Gentry still trying to put down any qualifying time he can. We saw him get that lap invalidated, but let's see if the 26 can put down a flyer here with his one counted lap. Right now it's Moody on top of provisional pole, Ryan Perkins second, Casey Carrollton third. Zach Rogers, he edges up to the top there. We'll wait for Gentry to cross the start-finish line, see what Shane, number 26, can do here. And he puts it on top of provisional pole, but then just like that, gets edged out by Barkuski. Man, these guys keep getting faster and faster out there. You can watch Dylan Breton in the number 1, the Little Debbie-sponsored machine. So right now, pole is owned by Ron White with a 53.13. He's tied with Michael Hayward. Hayward is a replacement driver for the 654's usual pilot, Andrew Neri. Then Casey Carrington, the league admin, he's put it up on third. So, man, a lot of talented drivers out here today. And a few newcomers, which will make it exciting. We've got Andrew Neri tuning in, cheering in for the Team Goon Squad guys. Justin Mater cheering for the number 36. A lot of great racers out there today. So you're watching Dylan Breton in the number 1. He's out for his first lap. We'll see what he can do here. And what a massive field as well tonight. You guys at home may recall a couple weeks ago they initiated the point system, the license point system. So if you find yourself involved in too many incidents, you can start receiving EOLs for your next race with an effort to clean up the drive. And I've got to say, it seems to be working as drivers keep getting better and better. I think part of that is a lot of guys just getting more seat time with the car. And the other part is getting used to who's around you, and when you can push, who you can trust to give a little bit more gap, and who you want to stay away from. As qualifying is going to come to an end, that's going to do it. Let's take it to the grid for tonight's feature. Up front, you've got Ron White, number 27, starting in second. Michael Hayward, the replacement driver. Casey Carrington starting third. Brandon Barkuski fourth. Devin Scroggins fifth. Gus Moody sixth. Shane Gentry starting seventh tonight. DJ Weeks Jr. starting eighth. Zach Rogers starting ninth. Kai Demarest 10th. Christopher Heller starting 11th. Alex Harrington starting 12th. You've got Andrew McGronigal starting 13th, Jumpin' Johnny Eckert starting 14th, Ryan Perkins starting 15th, Steven Thompson starting 16th, Kyle Hall 17th, Curtis Martin starting 18th, Dylan Gooden starting 19th, James Silvers 20th, Zachary Nurnberger starting 21st, Mark Proctor will be starting 22nd, Dylan Breton will be starting 23rd, Michael Vandermeed 24th, Bruce Pearson will be starting 25th. John Simpson Jr. 26th. Robert Mathis Jr. 27th. Craig Martin 30th. Dylan Smock 29th. Nick Terrell starting 31st. Dave Westergreen starting 32nd. Craig Snellbaker 33rd. Ryan Dipple starting 34th. Chris Culpepper starting 35th. And then Tyler Evans 36th to round out our massive field. I take it back. No, we've one more. Larry Knowles squeezes in the number 29 machine for that 37th spot. So a massive grid here today, but let's get ready to get this party started. Here at the Talladega 249, it is going to be a good one. Now, something a little bit different than the normal All-American ARCA stuff is these competitors do have one fast repair at their disposal for super speedways. The Daytona, our opening round, that was a bit of a tough run for a lot of these drivers as they found themselves having a whole lot of problems in that 102-lap race. Daytona for that opening season opener, a super speedway race, lasted 2 hours, 102 laps. We had 15 leaders, 30 lead changes, and 12 cautions for 36 laps at Daytona. So let's see for these drivers if maybe that it'll be a little bit more forgiving. Their second super speedway event of the year. A massive, massive field. Ron White, he'll be starting on the inside, and the Fanta sponsor number 27, Michael Hayward, will be starting on the high line in the Goon Squad back 654 machine. Again, Hayward is a replacement driver. This is his first race with the All-American ARCA Series, replacing Andrew Neri. So good to see the 654 machine still out there, trying to earn the team some points. And let's see what some of the newcomers can do here today, as pace car will be in this time by, and then we're going to get the party started here at Talladega, excuse me. And let's see what is going to happen. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Pace car is in. Keep an eye on Ron White. He's in the orange Fanta, back 27, 94 laps. Who will survive Talladega? White's going to wait for that green flag to come out. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag is out. It's Ron White and Michael Hayward out front in first and second. Then you've got Brandon Barkuski, the 25. He's been very fast all season long. He's going to dive to the inside. Mike Hayward gets left out to dry here, but let's see what happens come on the back stretch. Hayward drops down third in line, so it's White out front. Barkuski second, Hayward third. This is going to be a game of patience for these guys, as it is a long, long race to go. And man, look at that wide-angle shot, how massive the field is here at Talladega. As for the most part, they're going 2 by 2 up front. Then a long string of single-file cars, and we've got somebody blinking already. I believe that's Gus Moody in the 84. Gus having problems running that high line, blinking very, very badly. Barkuski has taken the lead early on tonight in the number 25 machine, a very fast and talented driver. We talked to some of these drivers in the paddock before the race, and some guys even joked about qualifying and then starting from pit lane, not wanting to find themselves in any big potential crashes, because if there's one thing Talladega is known for, it is the big one. It is not when, or it's not if, but when. As so far up, we got cars scattering. That inside line forming up pretty strong. It's Barkuski out front, Gus Moody second, Ron White third, Michael Hayward 4th, Casey Carrington 5th. These guys are doing a good job keeping it clean so far. Forming up nice, big 2 lines, everybody playing it safe. You cannot really bump draft in these ARCA cars. It's a very fine art. The way the fenders are set up in iRacing, it's very easy to get underneath the back end of the car in front of you and then lift them up and send them violently spinning around. Look at that, Gus Moody, he throws a block on Brandon Barkuski out front. Barkuski looks at that middle line, maybe just trying to get some clean air here, see where his turn-in marks are going to be, and Barkuski's going to take the high line. Now Gus Moody's on the inside. We've got one lone car all the way down the apron, still holding it wide open. Man, these guys are doing a fairly good job so far, clicking off some laps. Barkuski's going to make it 2 or 3 cars wide. He's blocking both Casey Carrington and Gus Moody. And they're going to go 3 wide into 3. Let's see how this is going to work out as Carrington drops in behind Barkuski. Gus Moody's still leading the charge on that inside line, but Barkuski's trying to get that high side working as they come out of turn 4 through the tri-oval. Which line of cars is going to be able to carry a little bit more speed here? Barkuski trying to work that side draft against Gus Moody's 84 machine. Now, Moody did have internet problems early on, so let's see if that stays fixed. It looks like it's doing much better now. And man, what a tight race from all of these competitors, doing a great job hanging out there. Man, this is good racing. We're going to give you an onboard here for just a quick second. You're on board right now with Mike Hayward in the 6.5 Ford machine. He is following behind the number 27 Ron White. Hayward's currently in 8th, getting shuffled back a little bit, but this is a great perspective to let you know just how hairy it is for all these drivers as they go 3 wide into 1 and 2. So far, so clean from all of these guys. Looks like a 3rd line starting to form up on the high side. I believe that's Gus Moody in the 80. No, that is not. That's Dylan Gooden in the number 75 machine trying to get the high side working. So it's Gus Moody on the inside, Barkuski in the middle, and then Gooden was on the high line. As it looks like Barkuski's going to get that middle line formed up just a little bit better and start charging towards the front. But oh boy, 3 wide this early on is going to get mighty exciting for these guys, as they are racing very, very hard very early on. And they're once again 3 wide out front as Dylan Gooden trying to get that high side working. They look just a little bit unsettled. Not sure if he maybe got a shove from behind or what could have caused that one, but here comes Gooden trying to get that outside line working. We hear a little bit of wall tapping and scrubbing going on, so I don't think Gooden's going to have the drive to drop down to that middle lane. No, he'll be stuck on the high side. Casey Carrington still in the middle. Behind Carrington, I believe that's Shane Gentry, the number 26 machine. Gentry swings up high, so does Carrington, trying to get a run here. They're once again going to go 3 wide, crossing the start-finish line. Casey Carrington almost had at the line. Let's see what live timing shows. So Carrington will get a lap led here at Talladega. Inside line checks up just a little bit, man, but this is some great racing from all of these guys. Pushing very, very hard. Racing like it's almost the last lap here, but still a whole lot of laps to go at Talladega as the whole field is doing a pretty good job staying together. You got one very big front pack here. And then you have to go all the way back to 23rd place for the second gap. That's Josh Thompson leading the charge there, and that was a great shot showing you what the 2 packs are. So this pack may be able to just try and play it safe, stay out there going, hey, you know what? We're happy single file. Let's just cruise around, stay on the lead lap, and wait for the inevitable caution at Daytona. Because out front, they're still charging hard. Barkuski's on the high line. Carrington's on the low line. And now we've got just 2 lines settling as they cross the start-finish line straight and go back into 1 and 2. It looks like that inside line's starting to get a little bit bigger train going, but the way these air packages are, you can't really push the guy in front of you. You have to be extremely careful if that's something you're even comfortable doing. So the run can get kind of stalled out, and the next thing you know, you've got 15 cars, lagging just a little bit, and that allows that outside line to work the side draft and get back out front. As Barkuski looks like he's going to have it on the line here over Carrington. Still side by side is Carrington and Barkuski out front. The fastest lap of the race so far was from Robert Mathis Jr. all the way back to 10th place in the number 92 machine. He does a 49.37. So he has the distinct luxury of being able to be behind this massive two-row pack that's punching through a whole lot of air. And still side by side as we get ready to start our 10th lap of the night. Very impressed with the driving we're seeing here so far tonight. A lot less aggressiveness here tonight than we saw at the season opener at Daytona. So 7 races in, people are starting to calm down just a little bit and know when to take their moments and when to make something happen. Gus Moody with another huge blink, number 84. You have to keep an eye on that because that can get very, very exciting, especially as you're hauling the mail around this racetrack. Drivers approaching 200 miles down the backstretch going into turn 3. That last lap, we know Michael Hayward, he hit 204 miles an hour. I think that's one of the fastest trap speeds we've seen so far here tonight. And when you're running this tight of a pack, it just takes one moment of a lapse of judgment. And then there can be cars and bodywork strewn everywhere. But these guys doing a great job. Barkuski looks like he's going to have it in line here. Carrington on the inside. You've got Christopher Heller in the number 11 machine. He's joining right behind Barkuski. All these guys doing a great job. The fact that we made it 11 laps on a super speedway is extremely impressive and shows just how better these drivers have been getting as the season progressed. I mean, early on in the season, there's no chance you'd ever expect 2 rows of drivers go on for 11 laps. So a big, major thumbs up to all these guys out here. You can tell he's been putting in the work. These guys host practice races usually 2-3 times a week or just practice sessions to get everybody out there and get more familiar. So good to see him out there and doing a great job. It's definitely paying off because they're going to be on their 12th lap side by side. It is still Carrington and Barkuski out front putting on a clinic. Now this pack of, I believe it's about 23 drivers all running together. They've got a 14, 15 second gap that has the rest of about 10 drivers in tow. There is 85% fuel capacity here tonight, so they will not be able to go all the way on green. And we may even see a green flag cycle here tonight, which would be spectacular. Some of these racers have not had many opportunities to do to show off their pit strategy and see who can take overcuts, undercuts, and when to play it safe and when to try and leave a buddy out to dry. That's one of my favorite things as an iRacer and a broadcaster myself is watching the different strategies develop. Don't get me wrong, it takes a great set of skill to be able to go 2 wide, 10 rows deep for this many laps. But it's always fun to see the different strategies develop and see who's got the racecraft to make decisions and see when things are going to play off depending on when they come in. You can win or lose races on pit strategy unless it's a yellow fest. So tonight may be a new opportunity for all these drivers. I know some teams are working together before the race, figuring out fuel mileage and kind of guessing a team strategy together so they could all come in on the same lap and come out and have draft partners. As here comes lap traffic into play, that's going to be holding the high line to avoid getting absolutely run over from the lead pack here. I believe that is going to be DJ Weeks Jr. you see in the white machine. No, it is not. It is Curtis Martin, our favorite Canadian in the 04. He's going to hold the high line and try and stay out of the way because the pack is coming, and they are coming fast. Greg Lowen, he's cheering on. Michael Hayward in a 6.54. Almost said Andrew Neri. That's normally the pilot of that machine, but again, he's got a stand-in driver tonight as he's out of town in Canada. And man, the battle up front, this is awesome. Barkuski and Carrington are putting on a good show for all of these guys. This is what the back of the number 9 machine, Casey Carrington, sees. That is Gus Moody glued to the rear bumper of Carrington. And man, shows you can reach out and touch these cars with how tight they are running. That's another great shot, showing the guys just how close they run nose to tail, side by side. Not a whole lot of breathing room for any of these drivers. And a fun fact for our fans at home, these guys are putting so much force throughout the tires, on the tires throughout the corners. If you could reach across and safely touch a car as they went by, just that little bit of a push would be enough to unsettle the cars and send them sliding around. So that is how much on the ragged edge these cars are going wide open in pack racing like this. As we are on lap 16 out of 94, and all the guys doing a fantastic job. I can't say enough of how well these drivers are running tonight at the Talladega 249, brought to you on the All-American ARCA Series League. These guys put on a fantastic show, and the drivers have come to race here today. For the most part, a fair amount of switch-ups. You've got current race leader Brandon Barkuski. He's up 3 spots. Second place, Christopher Heller. He's up 9. Carrington started third, currently in third. And look at Shane Gentry in the pink number 26, trying to get a run as well on that high line. As Carrington, I think he's going to lose a little bit of momentum. He's got Gus Moody behind him, but Moody's been having internet problems. He's been in and out. That is not allowing him to push Carrington as hard as he would like. Number 85, Alex Harrington's getting some love from across the world as well. Harrington's down 3 spots, currently in 15th place in the number 85 machine, but as we all know, still a long race to go. Anything can happen. Harrington showing his live time on the number 15, or excuse me, in 15th, and that is correct. So he's just trying to shuffle around here with these drivers and keep it clean. Back up front, it's Barkuski, Carrington, Heller, and Moody all trying to get a spot going on in that top 4, and it is very, very dicey with some of those internet blinking that we're seeing. As man, these guys are running very, very well. They're swapping back and forth every lap, but doing so very, very safely. As we're going to click off lap 18. Now, I'm not sure what the pit window is going to be for these drivers. We'll see if we can get a word from one of the crew chiefs here in a little bit, but we'll try and get word from some of our crew chiefs, see if we can send them a message and get some feedback from them. A lot of these guys do run spotters, real-life spotters, calling the movement. Much more invaluable tool than the built-in spotter is. Having a real-life spotter, it's really a game changer. It allows you to have that human in the corner here helping you out and let you know about upcoming crashes, things that are going on, who may be having problems getting loose or calling out when certain cars are pitting. So that is a huge benefactor for those drivers that do have real-life spotters. As it's still Barkuski and Carrington battling side by side. You've got Christopher Heller, Gus Moody in the mix running 3rd and 4th. Shane Gentry, Kyle Hall, they're running 5th. I'm going to be very intrigued to see when we start seeing those pit cycles happen, how long they're going to try and stretch it out for. Track position will be king more than anything, so you can count on these drivers running all the way to empty in these All-American ARCA backed machines. Looks like Barkuski has a little bit of a run, but I think he's going to stay out on that high side. I don't think you're going to see many blocks being thrown or positions being changed unless you're Kyle Hall, who I believe is behind Gus Moody's 84 machine. So Hall may be a little bit afraid to push in his number 87 for fear the number 84 will blink out and suddenly come back right inside of him. So miles per hour, some of these drivers are carrying in excess of 200 miles an hour down the backstretch. We saw one of the fastest speeds being 204 miles an hour before diving into turn 3. So they are really, really cooking. They're holding about 185 miles an hour through the corners when they're in this big draft. And for this series as well, all these guys are on identical setup. It is a fixed setup series. So it's a great equalizer. There's no money deciding who has the best setup and who can afford the most tires like you'd find in a real life race. It is all about drivers here tonight as they are still charging hard. We've made it 21 laps green so far. It has got to be an All-American ARCA record for these competitors. As now Casey Carrington, he'll get another lap led as he crosses the line. Shane Gentry, the number 26, he gets his second to breathe, hops out of line just for a moment to put some cool air on the front of the number 26 machine. Man, what a great run from all of these guys. They've been doing a fantastic job. Christopher Heller, the number 11 machine, he's currently in 4th place, holding on well, doing a great job, sticking in line behind all of these guys. Heller, he's one of the 2511 racing crew and doing a good job out there. He is up 8 spots so far tonight in the number 11. Playing it safe and doing a great job. He's tucked in behind Brandon Barkuski as they will be third, or he will be third as they cross the line. Let's see, who's that on the far side? Maybe trying to get a third line working. That's the number 16 machine. Of Andrew McGronigal. He looked briefly like he was trying to get a third line working, but he is back in 14th place. Doesn't want to be pushing too hard too early. It looks like the entire field is going to be pretty happy here, sitting 2 rows deep for about 10 rows, I believe it is. All of the top 22 drivers are in this pack out front. We'll be coming around on lap 25 this time by. Still no word from when we're going to be getting a green flag pit stop from these drivers. Carrington out front, he's trying to get some big points for Team Dodge. CHT trying to put him up on the podium and whittle away at that points gap. Barkuski, the other front runner, he's with 2511 Racing. And again, he's got a little bit of support from Heller, who's out there and doing a great job as well. So 2 teammates trying to link up. There's a few teams you can see battling together. So you saw 2 of the 2511 guys. You've got Carrington and Gus Moody. They're out there trying to work together, trying to make something happen. Moody is an unsigned driver, a privateer effort, so doing a good job by himself out there tonight. Then you've also got 2 Goon Squad cars on the low line working together. I think the general consensus among these drivers is right now, it's, hey, we don't want to push too hard too early on. I'm happy sitting where I'm at. Let's click off some laps until we can initiate our pit cycle. And as we get closer to rounding out the 94 laps of tonight's feature, then we can start, racing aggressive, maybe bumping doors a little bit. But let's play it safe now and click off laps as Barkuski will once again get another lap led. Him and Carrington going back and forth. sat on the high line. Is that lap traffic that's going to get squeezed by as the entire field is going to try and eke their way by? That may be Curtis Martin, I believe it was. It was either Curtis Martin or Craig Martin. I'm pretty sure it was Curtis Martin in the 04 machine. It was, so he's going to drop back in and try and play it safe, but a scary moment for the Canadian driver as an entire field of 20-some-odd cars comes barreling through. And man, Carrington, Barkowski putting on one fantastic show today. Really, all these drivers deserve major credit for their performance here tonight. Really getting things cleaned up, battling hard, and putting on a fantastic show for everybody across the world as they are on their 27th lap. I am almost positive we have never had a green flag run for All-American ARCA just this long, so these drivers are doing a great job showing off what they've learned all season long. I know race control and race admins alike have been stressing to these drivers about cleaning up the racing and working on their, I guess, patience would be a good way to describe it. Not pushing too hard too early. And it seems to be panning out for all of the drivers. We're going to cycle it back to 16th place. You've got Ryan Dipple in the number 41 machine. Dipple won one of the practice races, and he felt very, very confident coming out here tonight. But unfortunately, he's not having the stroke of luck that he planned on in the 41 machine, as he is still up 18 spots so far, but he still finds himself in 16th place. He thought he had a pretty good chance of winning it, so it's going to be interesting to see how hard the 41 can charge up as the night progresses. But Ryan Dibble still doing a pretty respectable job, up 19 spots so far. Let's see if he can get some more time as the race goes on. Shane Gentry in the number 26 machine. He is battling hard for second place right now. He's right up there in the mix of things. He's in the bright pink car running the high line. Behind him, you've got Christopher Heller, Zach Rogers. I mean, so many fast and talented drivers out here tonight. So maybe somebody's letting Gus Moody may have gotten called back. Not sure we see him dropping down, as well as Kyle Hall. Did not see any pit cycles initiated so far. But now Shane Gentry, he's going to try and get up front, maybe get some laps led in that bright pink 26. And I believe Gentry may have technically led that last lap. It's tough to tell by lifetime and scoring. They're going back and forth so often, but Gentry out there trying to get some good points for the team. Gentry, he is also an independent driver, has not been signed by a team yet. So he's out there trying to score points just for his own merit. He still wants a shot at that championship here today. We did get a report from somebody on the pit wall. We're expecting the pit window to be around lap 30 to 35. Definitely under 40 is what one of the crew chiefs told us. A little bit of intel for you. So Barkowski out front. He's been probably the dominant driver all night. Hellers is going back and forth for second with Shane Gentry. Zach Rogers, Casey Carrington are still top five. Running very, very clean here tonight, as I'm extremely excited. I hope you are as well, to see how this pit strategy works out. They're going to go from 200 miles an hour down to 65 for the pit lane speed. And that is where we may see some excitement. A lot of these drivers not quite used to pitting with each other, so we're getting closer and closer to that pit window. We're expecting to see it in the next 4 or 5 laps. Will we see the entire field coming together, or will we split this thing up? We don't see anybody dropping in for an undercut here. So I'm excited. When are we going to see Barkuski and Gentry dive into pit lane? We are on lap 33. It's still Barkuski and Gentry out front. Rogers third, Heller fourth, Harrington fifth. So things are getting a little bit shaken up in the top five as people are battling back and forth for position. Some drivers falling out of the draft saying, hey, I don't want any of this. I don't have a great feeling about it. It looks like that inside line starting to form up more and more, so you may start seeing some drivers thinking about pitting here. Shane Entry dives to the inside. He's going to get in front of Brandon Barkuski. A little bit of sparks, but no harm, no foul. As Barkuski, he's giving a push. And here we go. They're going to initiate the pit cycle. Oh, this is about to be very exciting. Look at this. There's cars everywhere. It's gone horribly wrong here at Daytona. That's Casey Carrington. He spun around in pit lane. Cars are dodging and weaving. Oh boy, that was exciting. We might have seen a little bit of contact among drivers, but so far it went pretty well. Oh man. Gus Moody, I believe the number 84, he misses his pit stop. You're watching the number 26, Shane Gentry. He was the race leader when they came in, but there's going to be some speeding violations for that one. There's going to be a whole lot of hurt feelings because that was a spectacular, spectacular pit entry for what I believe was our very first green flag pit stop here for All-American ARCA. Shane Gentry having all sorts of problems trying to get into his box. So Gentry, I believe previous race leader, Shane Gentry, he's going to have a penalty here. You're watching Michael Vandermeed, who's got internet problems in front of him. James Silvers, Nick Terrell, they're out front as well. They have not done their pit cycle yet, but Shane Gentry will receive a pit lane penalty for, I believe, either a dangerous pit entry or a speeding violation. Shane Gentry, Alex Harrington, both in there with penalties. And man, that's going to really shake things up as the rest of the pack begins their pit cycle. We saw two crashes. Tyler Evans, Gus Moody having an incident. We'll grab you a quick replay of that one. Tyler Evans and the Home Depot sponsor, number 15. He comes in, locks it up to avoid hitting number 17 and goes off track, so he's going to miss the pit stall. As pretty much the entire field starting to cycle in. And this will be your new race leader, Kai Demarest in the number 10. Kai, normally a road racer, coming out here for the All-American ARCA Series, so he's going to lead some laps in the Team Goon Squad sponsored number 10 machine. Good to see such good, clean racing here tonight as everyone's doing a great job so far. And Demarest is going to get his first lap lead of the season. Demarest, this is only his third start so far of the season. His highest finish was in 19th at Charlotte, where he received only a 4X and a 22nd place at Phoenix. So good to see him out there. He might have gotten one lap lead, so well done to him. As cars are going to start scattering across the racetrack as everyone makes their way back out on the surface with clean, fresh tires, 4 fresh Goodyears. So now new race leader is going to be Christopher Heller, Brandon Barkuski back out front, Kai Demarest third, Kyle Hall fourth, Andrew McGonigal fifth. As this will stretch the field out just a little bit with that pit cycle. We saw about 20 cars running in tandem before calamity on pit road. And man, what an exciting pit road entry that was for everybody. That will definitely be making the highlight reel for next week. So all those drivers coming in around the lap 34 or 33 to 35 mark. So we expect to see them come in around lap 70 for their final pit stop. And man, what a great run from all of these guys. Doing a fantastic job here tonight. As it looks like that front pack maybe getting a little bit antsy. Christopher Heller, he's followed by Brandon Barkuski, Kai Demarest, Kyle Hall, Andrew McGronigal, all in this pack up here. And man, behind them, a swarm of drivers. Now, pit lane penalty, you had Ryan Perkins in there for quite a long time. He may have been caught up in that incident in the pit lane. You've got Shane Gentry, Alex Harrington, both served their penalties. Tyler Evans, Chris Culpepper, they're both in pit lane for quite a while, so they may have gotten penalties as well. So a whole lot of penalties being handed out automatically for those guys entering pit in a dangerous fashion. As we saw, some of it was absolutely no fault of their own, just in a very sticky situation that got very, very exciting. The top 5 seems to be pretty happy running single file. Then you've got Andrew McGronigal, Ron White, Stephen Thompson, all trying to figure out where they're going to get in line here. As McGronigal, he's running number 16 machine. He's on the inside apron. Behind him, you've got the orange car of, I believe, Ron White in the Phantom machine. As well as Dylan Gooden and Stephen Thompson, the number 95. Every lap these competitors complete, it is a new green flag record for All-American ARCA. As we are approaching the halfway mark at Talladega, these guys have been doing a spectacular job. Everyone being very patient in the front row. We may see them all drop single file. I don't know if you're going to see a second line form up, as here comes the lead pack. They're rapidly approaching a gaggle of lap traffic. We have 29 cars on the lead lap, and up front they're going 2 wide, 4 rows deep in front of them. So this has the potential to get very, very exciting very, very quickly, as the lead pack is they are absolutely charging out here. Now, something kind of interesting, Kai Demarest, the number 10 car, we saw him in the lead very briefly. He had the shortest pit stop with a 12.28 section, so I'm not sure if Demarest came in for a 2-tire strategy, because I don't believe there's any way you can take 4 tires in a tank of gas that quickly. Now, one of the saving graces Demarest does have is he gained that track position. He's comfortably in third in the draft of first and second place, Heller and Barkuski. As let's see what lap traffic does here in front of them. The leaders are going to hope they go to the high line, but these guys are battling for position, so nobody knows where they're going to go. And this is ARCA, so nobody's going to let off that loud pedal. They're going to come through one way or the other. Oh, boys, hold on to it. It's going to be exciting. They're 3 wide in front of them. What is lap traffic doing? The leaders are coming through with an absolute fierceness, and lap traffic's going 3 wide, coming through turn 1. They've got to get out of the way, or it's going to get very, very bad very, very quickly. The top 3 has made it through on the middle line. They have split lap traffic. God, the top 10 looks like they're getting through clean, but man, is this dicey. As the 2 lead cars have dropped down a lane, they're going to leave Kai Demarest and the number 10 out to dry, run that medium line. Behind Demarest, you've got Ron White in the Phantom machine. Demarest squeezes down low, but not quite able to make it. He's going to tuck in behind the 85 of Alex Harrington. Harrington is a lap down. Demarest goes back to the middle line, playing it safe. So you've got lap cars intermingled with the race leaders. These guys are trying to get their lap back if at all possible. Meanwhile, Demarest, currently running third, is doing his best just to survive what is about to happen, as they're going to come up on another pack of lapped cars here at the end of the back stretch. Lap cars going into turn 3. The lead pack rapidly approaching. We're about at the halfway mark, not quite to halfway, but rapidly getting there as we're on lap 43 of 94. As oh my, the excitement here at Talladega is through the roof. Even when things are going nice and easy, it is still very, very exciting for all these drivers. It's an interesting move seeing the lead pack try and absorb some of the lap traffic. That may be a strategy we're seeing from our top two drivers, Heller and Barkuski, to try and slow down the pack behind them and maybe get a bit of a breakaway and just put some lap cars between themselves and third place. Kai Demarest, number 10. You see Demarest on the middle line, but man, they're getting closer and closer to lap traffic ahead of them. As the top two guys starting to get a little bit of a gap here, as lap traffic's really helping him out. Demarest in third place. He's got two cars between him and the race leader that are one lap down, and Demarest is not getting that high line forming like he wants to. Oh, this intermingle of lapped cars and lead cars, and it is about to get much, much worse as the lead pack is charging in their second pack of lap cars that are once again 3 wide going into turn 3. Lap cars are going to do their best to hold a line, but man, oh man, it's going to be dicey again as here comes Helen Barkuski trying to slice through traffic like a scalpel. But we've seen it before at All-American ARCA where that scalpel quickly goes into sledgehammer mode and cars start getting moved out of the way as, oh, this is not good for anyone on track. As Heller Barkuski had been very, very fast. Demarest is getting the advantage here. He looks like he's moved up very briefly to second place, running that middle line as the lead cars, Heller and Barkuski on the low line, not having the run they wanted. So now Demarest is using lap traffic to his advantage to try and get up to the lead once more. Oh boys, patience, patience, patience here at Talladega. It is still very early on into the race to have a wadded up race car. As now Kyle Hall, the 87 machine, he's taking the race lead. Christopher Heller second, Andrew McGonigal third, Barkuski fourth, Demarest fifth. It is just a sea of cars at All-American ARCA. They're going to go 4 wide! 4 wide into turn 1. Oh, excuse me, through the tri-oval. That is not where you want to be if you are a lead car right now. It is just so dangerous for these drivers to find themselves mixed up in a possible incident. You've got some very, very fast cars and some other fast cars that happen to find themselves one lap down. You see one car bailing out of it saying, no, sir, this is not for me. There's no way this ends well. So Kyle Hall, your race leader. He's number 87. He's had very good luck. He's run the high line trying to wiggle his way around lap traffic, using that side draft to his advantage as they are going 3 wide once again. We saw a little bit of 4 wide action at the tri-oval. Are we going to see it happen once more, or are things going to settle down just a little bit? Kyle Hall, your race leader, he's hung out to drive the 87 machine, run the high line. Kai Demarest, he's moved back up to second, but man, what a field of drivers. I believe that's Demarest. He's falling in behind Kyle Hall, trying to get that third groove working. So Kyle Hall still out front. Kai Demarest second. Andrew McGonigal third. Christopher Heller fourth. Brandon Barkuski fifth. Your top 5 here at Talladega. See a little bit of blinking up in the field as well. That always makes things just a tad more exciting for these drivers as we hear some wall grinding. And they're going to go 3 wide once again through the tri-oval. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kyle Hall, he's got Kai Demarest trying to tuck in behind him. Hall in the 87, Demarest in the 10. Kyle Hall up front with the Spirit of Daytona Racing Machine, doing a good job trying to get his team some points. And man, what an exciting race all these drivers have been able to put on for you here today. Driving very, very hard, very, very clean. And as it stands, only 23 drivers on the lead lap. We still have 35 drivers still out on track. You've got Gus Moody and Shane Gentry, who I believe may have parked it for the night. As man, I know my blood pressure is up. I can't imagine what it feels like through the seat for one of these ARCA cars, but I know a good way to get you that simulation at home is let's take a lap on board with Kai Demarest in the number 10 machine. Demarest is in second place right now. Just in front of him is Kyle Hall, your current race leader, and surrounding them, a sea of lapped cars. You can listen to just how careful these guys are being on the throttle, just giving a little bit of micro lifts and a little bit, especially in Demarest's case, he's a fan of dragging the brakes more so than letting off the gas. He seems to be a little bit more consistent with it. Demarest with a huge run, but nothing to do with it. He's going to stay in line and play it safe, coming through 3 and 4. And they're once again going to pick up another gaggle of lapped cars. Man, oh boys, not a good time to go 4 wide as they come out of 4 and cross the tri-oval. Are they? They almost got 5 wide there. Very impressive. Oh, here we go. There's a car going around. Here comes the big one. Who can get through clean? There's a car on his roof. The yellow is out for our first caution of the night at Talladega, and the leaders made it through unscathed. Let's see who that was. We're going to back that up just a little bit, try and get you a better wide-angle shot. You see Demarest holding on for dear life to avoid the carnage. That is, I believe that is the 21. That is the 81 of Nick Terrell. So let's see what happens here. I think Terrell just got a little bit loose, maybe got net coding. He got into the number 90 machine of Johnny Eckert. That was your points leader. Eckert heavily involved in that one. But I've got to say, as far as cautions go here at Talladega and big crashes, that could have been much worse. So Demarest showing as our race leader for the restart. Almost gets absolutely cleaned out by drivers hauling the mail around him. Not sure what that was. So that will be Nick Terrell and Johnny Eckert, both involved in that crash. I did not see anybody else involved behind them, so the leaders did a great job getting through that unscathed. And there will be 21 cars on the lead lap before we see Lucky Dogs and wave arounds come into effect. As we're going to see these guys initiate another pit cycle. So this is a bit of an interesting call, I think, from Demarest, Call, McGronical's team. I mean, a lot of cars are coming in. But we've seen cars able to make it about 34 laps on fuel. That is going to put these guys about 5 laps short, so not quite sure what the strategy is for the drivers, as pretty much the entire field's coming in here. The most we saw was 35 laps from DJ Weeks Jr. So I don't see how we're going to be able to stretch it all the way out here. Even a best case scenario, I showed Demarest about 4 laps short as he's in and out in 10.67 seconds. So he did a quick stop there, even though he was the race leader. Man, what an exciting night of racing. I know I'm having to abuse the old broadcaster water bottle provided to me from the All-American ARCA admins. Because, man, I'm excited here tonight. A lot of great racing we're seeing. So Kai Demreski is going to get another couple laps led under caution. His first laps led so far here in the All-American ARCA Series. Kyle Hall currently in second, Stephen Thompson in third, Zachary Nurnberger fourth, Ron White will be fifth. And what a race out of all these guys. This has probably been one of the best runs we've ever seen with All-American ARCA. Now let's see if they can do it again. We did about 52, 53 laps clean and green. We are past the halfway mark, so now things could get a little bit exciting. Cautions breed cautions. So there's every time you're going to see somebody come out immediately on fresh tires and run out of talent. Now is the time. We'll be on lap 56. Once we get this party started, it'll still be Demarest out front, and Kyle Hall will be starting right behind him, as I believe a whole lot of cars are about to get a wave around here. 4 or 5 cars maybe. Ryan Perkins, Greg Snellbaker, they're in pit lane. Tyler Evans, he's coming out. Dylan Gooden in pit lane. So I believe you may expect to see some of those cars that just got the wave around. They'll come in this time by after they got on the lead lap, but it'll be 1 to go, so maybe not. So keep an eye on Demarest in the number 10 machine. He'll be starting the inside line. Kyle Hall will be on his high side, the number 87. Let's see what these guys can do. They have broken the record for green flag laps, but if they can go green the rest of the way, that'll put them with overall the best race so far of this season. Pace car will be in this time by. And let's see what happens as we rack them once more. Very, very thankful that the leaders got through there. I believe pretty much the top 10 got through relatively unscathed. That had the potential to be very, very bad and take out a whole lot of clean race cars. As Demarest absolutely sends it once the pace car gets in. Not sure if that was a legal start or not. Not quite sure on the rules of that one. As Demarest has a huge lead after the start, but here comes Kyle Hall. He's got the support of a whole lot of draft cars. Looking through the rules right here, I don't see anything about restarts. I could have very well missed it as Demarest gets shuffled back just a little bit. Losing the draft is Kyle Hall, a man on a mission. As man, this is going to be a great shootout. You got Ron White, number 27 Phantom Machine. He was briefly out front, but here comes Kyle Hall on the inside line. Stephen Thompson, number 95, he's in the mix in third place. Demarest back to fourth, but he's got Nurnberger and McGronigle, very fast cars all the way around him. Inside line's definitely got more support here. Not sure if you can see Ron White's 27 Phantom Machine drop in line, or they're going to stay out there and try and get that second line working. Oh, who is that? It looked like Nurnberger just came just in time. Self-cleared right in front of Demarest. That was very, very close. So you saw the Lowe's machine, and Demarest might have gotten to the back of the 32 machine. No caution. To keep an eye on the 32 machine, that's going to be... That was Zachary Nurnberger in the 32, so I expect to see him charging hard up in the field and maybe trying to return some favors out there. But up front, it's Ron White and Kyle Hall side by side, putting on another fantastic show here at Talladega as we're once again 2 rows deep and about, you can't really call it 10 rows back because everybody's kind of all over the place. Everybody doing their best to color inside the lines, but it's tough when you can't see anything in front of you due to all the bodywork surrounding you. Oh, we got a charge to the front, though. It's Vandermeer, number 7. He's got a big run. He's followed by James Silvers in the 17, as well as Ryan Dipple, the guy we talked about earlier who said he wanted to win it. But Vandermeer and Silvers are going to drop to the low line. They're going to leave Dipple all out there by himself. They're going to go 3 wide behind him. Casey Carrington, he's also going to the high line behind. I believe that's Nick Terrell in the Doritos-sponsored machine. And oh, they're 3 wide once again. Man, these guys are driving the wheels off those things. That is the number 81 of Terrell, who is actually a lap down. So Carrington using lapped cars to his advantage to try and push up to the front. It is still Vandermeer out front, Dipple second. They're going to go side by side as they cross the line. Three wide as they cross the line. Dipple's going to drop down low here in front of Vandermeer. Casey Carrington, he's still on that high line, pushing lap traffic, trying to make something happen, but he is all by his lonesome. No one else is forming up that high line. Carrington drops down low to the middle lane, and they're going to go, for the most part, 2 wide down the back stretch. Ooh, somebody got a little squirrely there. That was the 654 of Michael Hayward. May have had a bit of a moment, touched the wall ever so slightly. And up front, still David Westergreen, Andrew McGronigle, and then we've got Dipple on the inside in third place. They're going to once again look to go 3 wide. No, it's going to be Westergreen, and McGronigle throws a bit of a block there. And here comes Westergreen in the McGronigle in the number 16. He's in the middle line. Westergreen in the number 93. Westergreen in that very, very vibrant green car. He's running on that inside line. He is behind, I believe, Josh Thompson. McGronigle making another run for the lead as Carrington, he's on the high line. He's getting pushed from Josh Thompson's number 51 machine. They're going to go side by side once more, coming out of 4 through the tri-oval. Ooh, things are getting a little bit dicey as everybody's trying to grab a spot and stick with it. They're going to be 3 wide once more going into turn 1. Carrington drops down low to get his preferred line. So Carrington will be your race leader. Josh Thompson second, going back and forth with Andrew McGronigle. McGronigle, he is tucked in behind Casey Carrington, and he is not going to let go. And man, they're 3 wide once more down the backstretch. Carrington on the inside. Josh Thompson's up there. McGronigle, Westergreen, White, Dipple, all trying to get it sorted out and see who's going to come home. Now we know, we're pretty sure these guys cannot make it to the end on fuel, so we may see one final fuel stop just to splash these cars up and get back out there. We've only had one caution so far tonight. That was on that lap 53 window. Look at that, Josh Thompson. He's going to drop to the low line in front of Carrington. You've got 3 team cars working together as well. That's all the Goon Squad guys. Proctor, Demarest, Hayward. 3 cars single file. So these guys, you make it a little bit easier compared to some of the other teams. So that team is running identical paint schemes all the way around. So it's easy to decipher who's on a team. But there's a lot of teams mixed up here in the top 10. As they look like they're going to go 3 wide for just a moment. Think better of it. Drop back down 2 wide. As Westergrain, he's our current hard charger. He's up 29 spots in his number 93 machine, currently running 3rd place. Ryan Dipple, he's also up 28 spots. And Josh Thompson, your race leader, he's up 26 spots. So all these guys driving very, very hard, having a bit of luck on their side. As here comes Carrington in the number 9 machine, doing a fantastic job working drafts when is appropriate and trying to break off some runs as he goes from high to low once more. Man, what fantastic racing from all these guys, running very, very close together. Doing a great job keeping it clean. As, oh boy, they are on the absolute limit of what they can get away with. Here's the cockpit view from Josh Thompson, currently in 2nd place behind Casey Carrington. On his outside line, he's got Westergreen and White to contend with as well. But just in a moment here, you may see Westergreen just slide up alongside the number 51. As Westergreen did not quite have the drive going into 3 and 4 that he wanted. All these guys absolutely just holding it wide and letting it fall where it may. Less than 30 laps remaining here at Talladega as the action has been non-stop all night long. Fantastic pack racing from all of these competitors. A little bit of shuffling going up there. I believe that was Thompson that rapidly rose to the high line to try and block that run and maybe get some help and push him up further. At the very least, he slowed down Westergreen just enough to maintain that lead. So now it'll be Josh Thompson this time by Casey Carrington behind him, but keep an eye on Westergreen and Ron White. They're in the BP and the Fanta cars trying to make something happen, as it looks like some of the Goon Squad guys are going to shift to the high line as well, give them some support. They've also got Dipple in the mix as well. So Highline's starting to get some momentum. They're going to push Westergreen up to the front, but they have enough drive to make it stick going into turn 3. Westergreen drops down low. He leaves Ron White out to dry. As White, he has Mark Proctor in tow in the number 36 machine. Proctor currently running 4th place, up 18 spots so far. And I believe we just saw somebody come into pit lane. I believe that was Casey Carrington, the number 9, as well as possibly Bruce Pearson. Carrington came in, Terrell, Kyle Hall, and Andrew McGronigal, as well as Pearson, all coming into pit lane for a quick top-off. Those guys are going to try and come in now and run out to the end. So they're banking on a green flag run, able to get their laps back later on. An average pit cycle is about 43 seconds. An average lap time here at Talladega is 50 seconds. So if they do it right, they will come out 7 seconds in front of the lead pack, still on the lead lap. But man, these guys are absolutely hauling the mails. Ron White currently out front, Mark Proctor 2nd, Michael Hayward 3rd, Westergreen 4th, Thompson 5th, Ryan Dipple in a 6th. Michael Hayward trying to give a push to his teammate Mark Proctor. But they've got Ron White and David Westergreen on the inside line to think about. No one's going to yield any positions here. Oh, that's exciting. His car was leaving the pit, I believe. That's an odd place to be coming out of the pit. Maybe he just wanted to get up to the high line and carry some momentum through 1 and 2. But here we go, got a race for the lead. Mark Proctor currently showing out front. He's accompanied by Michael Hayward, the lone Englishman on track right now. Hayward trying to give a push to his teammate to get him up to that inside line. And the outside line really starting to form up here, as it is Proctor and Ron White jockeying for position through turns 3 and 4. Westergreen and Hayward, they're on that second row of cars. And here comes the number 51 of Thompson, also in the mix. But Mark Proctor trying to get his only laps led here. I believe Proctor's highest finish so far this season was at the season opener of Daytona. So the newest driver of the Team Goon Squad garage has what it takes on super speedways, and he's doing a fantastic job, as well as Michael Hayward as stand-in driver for Andrew Neri, who is currently up in Canada visiting his wife. As, man, great driving from all of these guys. Putting on a fantastic show for you at home. I hope you're enjoying it. I am up here in the booth, 25 laps to go. We're expecting these guys to have the pit one more time. And we saw a touch of smoke just in front of them. That may have been a car coming into pit lane a little bit aggressively. As it looks like it'll be Mark Proctor once again at the line, getting another lap led. Michael Hayward, he's battling for second place with Ron White on his inside. White and the orange Fanta-sponsored machine. Man, great side-by-side action from all of these competitors, putting on a fantastic show, racing very, very clean, and doing a fantastic job out there today. This is your battle for the lead right now. Mark Proctor, he's on the high line with Ron White on the inside. Now, Proctor and that outside line, they do have the disadvantage that they cannot quickly and easily drop to pit lane if they need to. So I'm not sure what their team strategy is going to be here, as they will have to make something different happen to try and get to the inside line if and when it is time to pit. Everyone pretty much agrees it's a 35-lap window for fuel, and we're on lap 71. So the next 10, 15 laps, these guys will be thinking about, hey, how are we going to get down to inside line? As they're going to once again go side by side. What a great shot from these guys, showing just how close they're all getting formed up in a line. Lap cars coming into effect here. Proctor's going to drop to the low line. He's going to leave his teammate Hayward out to dry. As Hayward, oh no, Hayward's going to get pushed to the far high side as Josh Thompson decides, hey, let's take it 3 wide here. As well as Robert Mathis Jr., the number 92, the red machine. He gets through on the middle line. So now you can see Hayward try and drop to the middle line as quickly as he can, but he's still hung out there in that high line. And no one's going to let him in, as Westergreen also moves to the middle line. So Hayward's going to drop in here just in front of Westergreen. And Mark Proctor will once again have some more laps led at Talladega. The rookie out there doing a great job. He's going to be battling with Josh Thompson on the middle line. Thompson has the support of Robert Mathis Jr., and they've got a fantastic run on the high line. But now Proctor does have the advantage. If he wants to pit, he can do it whenever he deems fit. Tyler Evans showing as a bit of an upsie, trying to come on a pit lane, able to save it. No caution. So how long will these drivers stay out? We saw one of the teams come in for an undercut. That was Casey Carrington, Kyle Hall, Bruce Pearson, and friends. They are still on the lead lap, about 42 seconds back from our leaders. As, man, things are really shuffling around up front. Josh Thompson out front, Robert Mathis Jr. second. Michael Hayward, he briefly moves up to second, running that high line. He's following Josh Thompson. Hayward may be using lap traffic here. So Hayward shows in the lead in the number 654 machine he is pushing the number 16 of Andrew McGonigal to try and get up front. So McGonigal drops down in front of Josh Thompson, the number 51 machine. And then Hayward, he has Ron White, who's still in the lead lap with him, and the number 27 pushing him. 20 laps to go. An estimated 10 to 11 laps left on this fuel window for these drivers. These guys are probably begging for a caution at this point. But we saw the first green flag caution end in calamity for several drivers. Will we get another green flag stop here tonight? Michael Hayward with a bit of a blink. Maybe that was actually Josh Thompson, number 51, a bit of a blink. Ron White drops to the inside. Michael Hayward kind of hung out to dry in the 654 machine. He's going to try and work that side draft a little bit, but it's very, very tough when people are not struggling to hold a line, but a little bit wiggly is the best way to describe it. They're having to drive through the rear window of the car in front of them at point because you can't see anything when you're running nose to tail, 2 wide. We've seen it 4 wide here so far tonight. And then in the next probably 2 laps, this lead pack will be working up to more lap traffic. We've seen it so far tonight. The story has been lap traffic has been made it very, very exciting, even if they did not want to. That's current race leader Josh Thompson, number 51. Now here comes Ron White on the inside, making it work. Hayward dropped down the inside as well, so he's going to get around Josh Thompson. In the number 51 machine, Thompson's in the 51. He's in that middle line all by himself, does not have any draft support around him. Let's see what happens here. When are these guys initiate that green flag stop? 18 laps to go. 9 laps until the fuel window closes. Nine to 10 or so is what we're hearing from the crew chiefs down on pit lane. Ron White has a great lead in the number 27 machine. He's trying to safely get around lap traffic. That is the number 29 machine you see on screen. That is Larry Noel, who is about 3 laps down from the lead pack right now. Josh Thompson trying to get that high line working once more. See if he can get around Ron White, who has lap traffic in front of him. Man, what a spectacular race start to finish from all these guys. So that is Andrew McGonigal in front of the lead pack. He's also 2 laps down right here. Get a little bit of support from all around the world from Mark Proctor in the 36 machine, getting cheered on by his wife out there tonight. So Proctor, again, a newcomer to Team Goon Squad, led some laps here today and doing a fantastic job. Currently running 8th place. So well done to see the new guy out there doing a great job, charging hard and putting on a show for everybody at home. We may have another caution coming out. Nick Terrell shows as a crash. No caution to fly yet. And it is out. Nick Terrell has brought out the 2nd caution of the night. This will be a saving grace for the leaders. We're going to see everybody except Casey Carrington and maybe a couple of others come in. But let's grab you that replay of the 2nd caution of the night. There's a Nick Terrell in the number 81 Doritos-sponsored machine. Let's see what happens here. It kind of drifts up the racetrack, so he may have heavy, heavy damage. Locks it up and... what is that? And just parks it on the race line. So Nick Terrell, what was that? So Terrell pulls out on the race line, parks it, brings out a caution, and then starts going again. So may have had some sort of hardware failure to cause him have problems. But this is going to shake things up for up front as we're expecting to see the entire field come in. And it's going to be a shootout here at All-American ARCA. Who is going to be able to bring it home at the end? Let's get a better angle of the pit cycle here. So Ron White, and he'll come in. Pretty much everybody in the top part of the field will be coming in. Vandermeed appears to be staying out. Silver staying out. Breton, Scroggins all staying out. So new race leader will be Vandermeed in the number 7. Vandermeed has not come in since lap 53, nor has Silvers, Breton, Scroggins. You got Casey Carrington, Kyle Hall, Bruce Pearson. They came in on lap 67, so they're battling for track position. They should have enough gas here to go to the very end. What a very odd caution this late in the run. Now, I'm looking at some different results here to see if I can make sense of anything that happened with that caution. It is curious that 3 of Terrell's teammates are currently in this lead pack and did that early caution, who will have the best track position here. So I'm not sure if we may see some team strategy coming into play, a la Clint Boyer with a "Does your arm itch?" So let's see what happens here. It'll be 13 to go at the shootout. So let's see. We're going to re-rack them. It is going to be Vandermeed, Silvers, Breton, Scroggins, Carrington, our top 5. $12 to go at the line. It's going to be an absolute shootout. If you're about to see some big crashes, now is the time. Because these guys are going to let it all hang out. Pace car is in. Vandermeed's out front. Silvers on his high side. And then number 17, it's going to be a shootout here at Daytona for the final 12 laps. Who is going to bring it home? Green flag is out. Vandermeed with a great start. Silver's going to drop in line here if he can. That's going to pinch off Dylan Breton in the number 1 machine. Those guys are going to quickly get single file as quickly as they possibly can. Devin Scroggins, number 66, the Yoo-Hoo painted bright yellow car. He's on the high line trying to make something happen here. He's got the side draft working, but how much time can he gain? As he has moved himself up rapidly. Scroggins with a fantastic run. It looks like he's going to stall right before he can get around Vandermeed. Yellow flag is out. I believe Michael Hayward may be involved with that one. Hayward shows his rapidly dropping down position. Let's get a replay of that for you. Watch Hayward in the 654 machine. No? Hayward just disappeared from the racetrack. Where did Hayward go? Has anyone seen Hayward? So Hayward in the 654, no longer on this planet. And oh boy, every time they restart it like this, things are going to get more and more exciting. As Hayward, it does not show him on track at all. So Hayward in the 654, that was his first outing here at All-American ARCA, but then unfortunately his night was cut short by, I'm guessing, some sort of disconnect issue. Now you see him, now you don't. The old magic man of Hayward. So not quite sure what's going to happen here. As Vandermeed's still going to be out front. Silver second, Hall third, Scroggins fourth, Westergreen fifth. Vandermeed trying to make that racetrack a little bit shorter, maybe save some fuel. Vandermeed has not come in since lap 53. Neither has Silvers. So this has got to be some spectacular fuel saving from these drivers, as the cautions are playing in their favor, but I'm not sure if the top 2 drivers are going to have enough fuel to get all the way around the racetrack. They've got 10 laps to go. You see the Lucky Dogs coming around the high side. It'll be 8 laps to go once we get this thing fired off again. Not sure if you're going to see Vandermeer or Silvers come in. I think they're going to try and fuel save as much as they possibly can, but if they're not able to make it all the way in, it could be very, very, very regretful for those drivers. They've been very, very quick, but maybe just trying to get some laps led under caution, boost the skills a little bit. Number 66, Devin Scroggins in the Yoo-Hoo machine getting some love. He's currently running 4th right now. He's up 1 spot from where he originally started, but he's had a bit of a roller coaster going to the front, going to the back, and doing it all over again for hopefully the final restart here. Michael Hayward does show back on track somehow. So we'll start forming them up double file as the pace car crosses the line. And it will be 8 to go on the restart. A final shootout tonight as things are going to get very, very exciting for all of these drivers very, very quickly. And again, it's going to be Vandermeer and Silvers out front. Kyle Hall, Devin Scroggins running the 2nd row, and Westergreen and Brett running the 3rd row. But man, if you're ever expecting to see the bumpers get used tonight, now is the time, because these guys will be hauling the mail, trying to make something happen. Pace car will be in this time by. Once again, it's 8 to go on the line. The final shootout here at Talladega. I'm excited. I hope you are just as much. Pace car is in. Let's watch him mash that loud pedal here tonight. Vandermeer and Silver side by side. Once the green flag comes out, they're going to stack up the field just a little bit here. They want those cars behind them battling as much as they possibly can. And away they go. Vandermeer gets the launch. Silver in tow. Here comes Kyle Hall in number 87. He's on the inside line as well. He's going to try and get up there as quick as he can. Does not appear that he's going to be able to pinch off Silver's in 2nd place. But it's going to be an 8-lap shootout here at Talladega. Who's going to be able to come out on top? We have avoided the big ones so far tonight, but things could get very, very exciting very, very quickly as they're going to be pushing, grinding, and trying to move cars out of the way. You've got Vandermeer, Silvers, and Hall on that inside line, but here comes Westergreen running the high line. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 3. As you've got Carrington, he's trying to give a push to Westergreen as well to try and get that green machine moving. Westergreen thinks about dropping low, was not able to commit to it. There he goes. He gets in front of, I believe that's number 17 of James Silvers. Vandermeer's still out front of number 7, but here comes Westergreen once more in the big green machine. He's side by side with Westergreen as they go across the line. Carrington out no man land on the high line. Westergreen's going to have him here at the line, but it's going to be 6 laps to go once they cross the line. 7 laps, excuse me. And they're going to start going 3 wide all the way around. Things are about to get very, very exciting very, very quickly as everybody jockeying for position. Nobody wanting to lift despite having to with how big these packs are. And look at that, the 3rd row starting to form up here at Talladega. Silver still out front, running the inside line. Westergreen's running the middle line, while Carrington running the high line. 3 rows wide, and oh! Scroggins gets a little bit loose, almost gets to the inside of Mark Proctor. They're able to hold on to it and keep going, but that almost got very, very dicey very, very quickly. And oh, now Scroggins and I believe that was Demarest getting each other. I would call it a racing incident. A lot of good hard racing here going on, but that'll unsettle the field just a little bit more. As look how bunched up they are. They are 3 wide, 4 rows deep up front. Everyone trying to pick a line and see where the momentum's going to be, but man, oh man, they are riding it down to the wire. It'll be 5 to go at the line. You still have Silvers, Westergreen, and Vandermeer running out front. Carrington, he wants in the mix as well. He's the lead car in the high line, but he finds himself about 2.5 cars back, not able to quite get the support, as the outside line only appears to be about 3, maybe 4 cars deep. But here comes the cavalry. Run that high line, trying to get everything formed up and pushing. Westergreen, he's going to be out front in the green machine. He's getting support from Barkuski in the number 25. Oh, are they going to go 4 wide? This is not going to end well. They're going to go 4 wide down the backstretch. Oh, what is going to happen here? Things are about to get very, very exciting going into turn 3 as they get back into 3 wide and shuffle for position. Now it's Mark Proctor is going to lead the charge on the inside line. Carrington has moved to the middle line. And the number 75, Dylan Gooden, he's going to be on the high line leading the charge. So they're 3 wide, 6, 7 rows deep. Oh, boys, 4 laps to go. Who's going to have it? Carrington led the lap that time by, but Proctor still has that inside position. Can Carrington get the draft support from Westergreen in that middle line, or are we going to see things get rapidly, rapidly exciting? As we've seen 4 wide just the last time by. Looks like for the most part they're going to keep it 3 wide. Proctor's got a car length on Carrington in the middle lane, but keep an eye on Silvers. He's running the high line now, number 17. No, excuse me, that's still going to be Dylan Gooden on the high line. That white car on the far left of your screen, he's getting pushed by Ron White, number 27. So it's Carrington at front of the line again. Proctor on the inside line. 3 laps to go as they cross the line. Everybody's about to start really, really pushing really, really hard. Can Proctor's inside line make it work, or will it be Casey Carrington's middle line with the advantage? But you can't forget about Dylan Gooden. He's running the high line, and they've got momentum as well. There's lap cars scattered all in the mix here. Things could get very, very dicey. Hold on to it. They're going to stay 3 wide down the back stretch. Proctor, he's losing ground to Carrington's middle line. Carrington may have the opportunity to drop down low after this run. No, here comes Proctor with another hard charge. Who's going to have it at the line? It looks like to be Dylan Gooden on the high line. Oh, who's going to have it? Dylan Gooden is going to have it crossing the finish line, but Proctor doing his best, run that inside line. Carrington got edged out to third for that line. 2 laps to go. What's going to happen here? Things are going to get very, very exciting as everyone's going to push hard. There we go. They're going around in the middle of the pack here. Caution is out. Who is going to be... Oh. Who is going to be our race leader for the restart? So that's Dylan Breton hard into the wall. Let's get the replay here. Breton, the 51, he gets into the newcomer, and then... No, excuse me. Let's back that up. That was multiple cars that I did not expect. So look here. The 51 gets a little bit loose. That's Josh Thompson. Gives a tap to the newcomer, the 41. And that just violently sends people sliding all the way around. And then carnage here at ARCA. Tyler Evans also involved in that one. Whoa, what happened there? Tyler Evans just gets full-blown ARCA braked. That was the 04 Curtis Martin getting into the back of Evans and just cleaning out the Home Depot car. So we are in green-white checker conditions. It's going to be Mark Proctor showing us the race leader, Casey Carrington second, Dylan Gooden third, James Silvers fourth, and David Westergreen fifth. Now, James Silvers has not pitted yet since lap 53. So are we going to see Silvers coming into pit lane and top off, or is he going to try and ride to the end? But we are under green-white conditions. So I would predict, I don't know, can Silvers make it? He has not boxed since lap 53. Neither has Vandermeed in the number 7 machine. So no, Silvers going to stay out. He's going to risk it for the win here. Take a listen to Onboard with James Silvers and listen to how much he's got to be clutching it. Lucky dog going around. I believe that was Ryan Perkins, the number 8 machine. We'll let it sit here for a quick moment. We'll be right back. Mark Proctor, your leader for this restart. The final shootout, green-white conditions. Let's see what Proctor may have in the old tool bag, because he's got a lot of fast guys behind him. He's got Carrington and Gooden. Both of those guys were leading their respective lines early on. So let's see, can the 36 hold on to it? Or is he going to get succumbed to the draft that we've seen at Daytona all night long? We're going to start forming them up. Double file. It'll be Proctor on the inside line, Carrington on the high line, and then Gooden and Silvers will be our second row, followed by Westergreen and White. So many fast cars still up here tonight, and I've got to say probably one of the cleanest races we've had thus far, as it is our 4th caution of the night, but the guys have been doing a great job keeping it pretty clean, and that's a look of your overall lineup. So this may be the final time we send these cars out around Talladega for the 249 and change, as they are in green-white conditions. A little bit of overtime for these drivers. Who's it going to be? With the draft battles have been nothing short of spectacular here tonight. The top 10's been running extremely clean as well. Proctor's highest finish of the season was at Daytona, another super speedway. He's very comfortable up here on these wide open racetracks. But right as we say that, commentator's curse, Proctor with a huge blink. He comes back, but oh, he's got to keep an eye on that. If that happens during the restart, he is in big, big trouble. All eyes on Proctor, the newcomer, the 36 machine. The league admin, Casey Carrington. He's on the high line. This is about to be one of the best finishes we may see here at the All-American ARCA Series, as all of these guys have been pushing deep for over 95 laps now. It was a 94-lap race, but we are in green-white conditions. Wait for that pace car to come in, and then everything is going to absolutely break loose here at Talladega. Gooden, Silvers, your second row cars. They've been very quick and ran laps up front as well. Don't forget David Westergreen in the number 93, that new paint scheme. Pace car is in. Here we go for the green-white checker shootout at Talladega. Proctor going to stack the field, get everybody nice and together. And there goes Proctor, mashing on the loud pedal. He's going to try and get in front of Casey Carrington. He does not want that row forming up quite yet. Carrington's going to drop in line, but how long is he going to stick there? Proctor throws a little bit of a block. He's going to hold that inside line. The second line not forming up super quickly. It's going to be a two-lap shootout. Proctor on the inside, Carrington on the high side, and Carrington starting to get some support from James Silvers in the number 17 machine. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch. They're going to go three wide. Look at that. Who is that? It's Kai Demarest running the high line. Carrington gets spun. The leaders get taken out. Carrington in the wall. Proctor in the wall. Demarest, your race leader when the caution comes out. What was that? What was that driving that we're seeing here tonight? Two good cars get needlessly cleaned out. Carrington gets hooked from the number 17, James Silvers. And then things go from bad to worse. They take out the other race leader, Mark Proctor. And look at the cars scattering across the racetrack. The gift that keeps on giving. It's the big one here at Talladega. Proctor involved, Carrington, Chris Culpepper, Ryan Dipple, all involved. The white flag is out. Kai Demarest is going to win it here at Talladega by the hair of his, or the skin of his teeth. Kai Demarest is going to win it. What was this race, Talladega? I am in shock here, ladies and gentlemen. Kai Demarest will get his first ever All-American ARCA win. Demarest, prior to tonight, his highest finish was 19th at Charlotte. This is his third start in the number 10. And Demarest is realizing what just happened as he's going to cross the checker line under yellow flag conditions and bring it home tonight. Kyle Hall will be in second. Brandon Barkuski will be in third. Oh, the big one always comes out. It's just a matter of when and where. You hate to see it for Carrington and Proctor. We really want to see those two cars bring it home tonight. And unfortunately, just a little bit of a misjudgment from the number 17 hooked Carrington enough and crashed the two leaders. What a night. Carrington's going to drop down, or excuse me, Demarest is going to drop down to the inside line, and he's going to smoke the tires in the number 10 for his celebration victory. So well done to Demarest, his first ever All-American ARCA win. Was that it? Was that there we go. He's waiting for lap cars, or not lap cars, the rest of the field to come around, and Demarest is going to celebrate in style on the number 10 machine. So we're waiting for Demarest's burnout. So far, nothing. So Demarest is just going to sit there and enjoy the moment as the number 10 is bringing home his very first All-American ARCA win here at Talladega for the Talladega 249. While we're waiting for these drivers to come up for their interviews, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and watching an absolutely spectacular show from start to beginning, as teammate Ryan Perkins is going to pull up in front of Kai Demarest, and the Team Goon Squad cars are going to burn it down at Talladega, celebrating in style. Well done to those drivers for a good, clean run. The entire team has got to be ecstatic for Demarest bringing home the team's first ever win. These guys are going to burn it down in style. They paid for the tires. They're going to leave with all the tires here at Talladega. Demarest, he's going to freaking burn it down. Well done to the number 10 machine. Those guys have got to be ecstatic right now. So we're still waiting for our drivers to get up here in the waiting room. But there we go. We've got third place, Brandon Barkuski, bringing it home, the number 25 machine. Brandon, what a night it was for everyone tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was honestly one of the best plate races I have ever been a part of.
Yeah, I mean,
so I know a lot of us have definitely had ups and downs in this league, but for this league to turn it around like this, tip of the cap to, first of all, every single person on the admin board in this league. It definitely needs to be known that there's definitely putting an effort forward to clean up a little bit of it. It's only the first season, so it's things are never going to be perfect when you first start things. But honest to God, that was, I was sitting there with Heller in the 11 in my team chat. We were laughing all night long. That was honestly, truly a blast.
I mean, that was the hands down, I think, the best show that anybody here at the All-American ARCA Series has put on. I mean, we saw our fair share of cautions, but for the most part, we saw 10, 15, 20 cars going 2, 3 wide for up to 30 laps at a time and doing a fantastic job. I mean, the drivers have been putting in the work, the admins have been putting in work, and obviously, Barkuski, you've done the work as you're up here, up once again on the podium. A little bit of luck there at the end, but were you at all nervous midway through those runs as you were going side by side for so long?
Yeah, there was one period of time where Heller and I we caught some lap traffic, and we decided to back out of it. We didn't think it was safe enough. I think we made the right call there in the middle of the race, but right there at the end, right before that last caution, that was that was wild. But you know what? Nobody flinched and nobody got nervous. Everybody just drove, and 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. I mean, I can't even imagine what that looked like. From your vantage point, that was probably incredible, and the heart was racing in the middle of it. But dang, that's a racer's dream. Just being in the middle of that at Talladega, it's just awesome.
Yeah, you guys put on a great show. I mean, it was hands down the best broadcast we've done for the All-American ARCA Series. You guys all earned a round of applause because that was a spectacular race from start to finish. I'm very proud of all the drivers out here today. Brandon, before I let you sign off and pop that virtual champagne, anybody you want to give a shout-out to that may be joining in here and cheering you on?
Yeah, Chris Heller, my drafting buddy. We were cracking jokes. We were saying everything. We were pretending like we were Darrell Waltrip in the draft out here. So I'm going to open up a couple Miller Lights with him on Discord tonight and have a good time because we had a fun time, and every single person on the admin board here, and James, obviously yourself too, putting on a great show. I definitely watch these things back. So everybody keep doing what we're doing because we're doing a great job.
Well done out there, Brandon. Good job tonight. We look forward to seeing you back up here again, my friend.
Yep, take it easy. See you next week.
All right, we're going to try and get Kyle Hall up in the booth. We'll be back in one quick second. So we're getting Kyle Hall up here. Up next, you got the second place finisher, Kyle Hall, number 87, Spirit of Daytona Racing. I'm sure your comms were going ballistic after that finish tonight, but man, well done. You ran strong up front all night long, and maybe a little bit of luck that you got through the end there, but well done getting in second place.
Yeah, thanks, James. It was very unpredictable, a little rough at the beginning with that pit stop. Casey got loose right in front of us, and we got a 4X, not much damage at all. And man, just was able to maintain that three-wide race in there, even the last quarter of the race. And the 16 and our strategy was to come down and pit a little early, try to get out of the main draft, get off sequence, and he ended up catching a penalty towards the end. So it was me and Casey there, along with Bruce, and we just tried to stay out of trouble. And we ended up catching a caution, staying on the lead lap. Leaders pitted, and the rest was history. After that, it was very dicey up there towards the front, as you guys could see. But we ended up somehow getting second. I thought Brandon in the 25 was going to win. He had a huge run there when the caution came out, that last caution.
Yeah, a lot of luck played into some people's nights and a little bit of the opposite for other racers. But, man, you looked great out there all night long. It's great seeing you up here. The 87 was very, very strong all night. Now, I've got to say, Kyle, this is the first race I think we've seen so much three-wide action, 10, 15, 20 laps at a time. Is it you've got to feel great watching the drivers improve as well as the season progresses and everybody able to give and take a little bit more than we've seen earlier on this season.
Yeah, there was a lot of give and take. In fact, I mean, the first half of the race, no cautions, and everybody wasn't too aggressive there. There was a lot of bobbing and weaving. I think the 66 Devin Scroggins almost had a moment there, like with 4 or 5 to go. I thought that was going to be the big one. We never quite had it, but yeah, that three-wide race, and I was on the bottom the whole time. I made a couple moves in the middle of the race in the middle that was seemed to be fast, and even on the outside, I caught myself a few times too on the outside. But yeah, for the most part, that bottom lane, I wanted to stay in case I had to do a maneuver to get out of a wreck or avoid a wreck. But yeah, James, it was a heck of a day.
Well, good job out there, Kyle. Always a pleasure talking to you. We don't get to talk to you in the podium enough, so hopefully see you up here more often, my friend. Before I let you sign off, Kyle, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? Because the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my race team, Casey, for putting this on, Team Goon Squad Broadcasting for broadcasting, and my lovely girlfriend, Ashley.
Well, awesome, Kyle. Hope to see you up here more, my friend. And again, well done tonight. Very impressive.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
That's Kyle Hall bringing it home in second place. And now you've got the first-time race winner, Kai Demarest, putting on the top box in the number 10 Team Goon Squad car. Kai, you've got to be absolutely ecstatic right now.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to be here when I signed on to the race today. I didn't run any laps, didn't do the practice race. I was hoping for a top 20 at a plate race like this. But yeah, it went better than I thought it would.
Yeah, the luck played out in your favor. We saw some great two wide, 3 wide, and I think we even saw 4 wide at one point down the backstretch. How white knuckle were you on that wheel as the field was getting a little bit spicy around you?
Oh, I was sweating. I mean, we had big contact with I think Devin Scroggins at one point. I thought that was going to be the big one. I came down, thought I was clear. Wasn't totally clear. I got into the side of him, but we both held it thankfully. Props to him. But in the end, I think what got me the race win was definitely Mark Proctor. Like we were debating on the backstretch before the green flag. He had decided to give me a countdown and go a little bit before the green because it would benefit him to go all the way at the green because that gives the other guys the least of a run as possible. But he went slightly before the green, gave me a countdown, so I was able to get a great start and get alongside before the start-finish line, make up a place, and then get that good run on the backstretch. So I have to give my win entirely to him.
Now, yeah, Proctor ran out front. It was very unfortunate to see him and Carrington get Punterino there at the very end. At what point after the caution came out did you realize, oh no, I just won this thing?
Pretty much immediately, actually. But my biggest fear right after the caution was that I was the one who caused the crash, and I was going to get an EOL, and more importantly, that I just crashed out my teammate.
Well, great run tonight, Kai. We're all very proud of you. I know Mark Proctor, he's going to have some choice words after this race, but he did a good job as well. Before we let you sign off and pop that virtual champagne, since you are a young'un, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to tonight?
I want to give a shout out to Team Goonspot, of course, for being my team as well as sponsors. Thank you, James. As well as Mark Proctor for the countdown, and essentially the win, and the rest of the team Ryan Perkins and Michael Hayward here tonight as a substitute for Andrew Neary for pushing me along, going with strategy. They were all instrumental in the win.
Well, great job tonight, my friend. We look forward to seeing you up here. Congratulations on the very first podium, the very first win of your All-American ARCA Series. Enjoy the rest of the night. You very well earned it.
Thank you.
And that is going to do it here at the All-American ARCA Talladega 249. As always, we've got their Facebook page at the bottom of your screen. You too can join in the action. Some of the biggest grids out here on the iRacing service. A lot of great racing from start to finish, and these guys have really cleaned up their racing from what we saw early on this season. And these guys did a fantastic job. Looking forward to seeing you guys again next week as these guys keep putting on more and more shows. As far as Superspeedways go, they did a very fantastic job. But next week, we're at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway for the Music City 200. So a little bit shorter track and a little bit more exciting. So it'll be very fun to watch. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James East in the booth, bringing the action of the All-American ARCA Series. We'll see you next Friday night for another round. Have a great night, everyone.